Happy Friday, my Friday friends. I look great. Tonight's monologue is about priorities. The media's priorities, the government's priorities, like there's any difference there, and your priorities, which don't matter to them. Here's a fun story about New York. A thug knocks out a diner in an unprovoked attack, leaving him in a coma with a fractured skull. So I told you it was fun. The attacker recently got out of prison for rape. I know he's probably a victim of the system. And by system, I mean what we used to call law and order. So where is he now? Well, after his charge for attempted murder was downgraded to a misdemeanor, he's out on no cash bail. Because trying to kill someone isn't that much different these days than loitering. And now he's free to beat and rape again. So audience, have fun walking back to your cars. Because keeping him behind bars would have made him the victim. And that's his job, making victims. So weren't we told that bail reform was only for nonviolent felonies? But it's a bait and switch, like when I order steak medium well and the waiter punches me in the face instead. Once again, the politicians, left-wing DAs, and judges play Russian roulette with law-abiding citizens. And every time they pass something like bail reform, it's like they're adding another bullet to the chamber of a gun pointed at your head. To them, the city is just an experimental aquarium. So what's a few piranhas as they hide in that castle in the corner? So this rape fiend is out. It's like the DAs are saying, hey, you got rape down pretty well, but you still need to work on your murdering skills. So get out there and don't come back until you get it right. You'd think Mayor Eric Adams would be all over this. But he does more lip service than Pelosi's plastic surgeon. Yeah, here's what he's up to.
Hey, guys.
It was all in the hips. So he dressed up as a construction worker to destroy an outdoor dining shed. So first he was a cop, now he's a construction worker. Anybody seeing a pattern here? I think we got a one-man village people going on. So he took down the shed because people were peeing in them. Fair enough. But if the mayor went around smashing everything that's been peed on in New York, there wouldn't be a thing left standing, including Madonna. What do you mean? I don't get it. I don't get that. Now, unless perps are disguising themselves as sheds, I question Adams' priorities. Like Brian Stelter's cholesterol, this is not his biggest problem right now. People are being attacked and murdered. Nero may have fiddled, but Eric's hammering. And what's the governor of New York doing? She announced that she signed a bill replacing the word salesman with salesperson. This to help women in the workplace. Yeah, some help. She's a real Leah Thomas. Rape is up 10%, and she's replacing man with person. This is really her priority? Yeah. 911, what's your emergency? I was just assaulted by a salesman. You mean salesperson, don't you? I'll send a squad car, but not for him, ma'am. For you! Someone should remind the governor that while jobs may not have genders, victims of violent crime do. A lot of them are women. So whether it's salesman or salesperson, New Yorkers shouldn't be buying the she's selling. This is the same idiot, by the way, who replaced the word inmate with incarcerated person. That helps. Fine, I'd love to call violent criminals incarcerated persons, but none of them are incarcerated anymore. I'd say the inmates are running the asylum, but I can't say inmates anymore. I don't want to get canceled. And I tell people to file a complaint with the government, but what good would that do?
Hi, so my sister and I were attacked on the subway and the state did nothing.
Sounds good. Here, have your next of kin fill out this form. Sign, date, notarize. Please include 2 copies of your original birth certificate, vaccination card, and any coupons.
Wait, I want to speak to a supervisor.
Yes, well, there's a form for that, too. You'll need this, and these. Thank you.
Hey, I'm here to fill out my release form.
Oh, no, you're good. We took care of it.
Okay, and done.
Oh, you used blue ink. I can't accept those. You'll need to fill out a mishandled form. Let me see if I can grab that.
And once I get that, can I submit all of this at once?
Sure.
Perfect.
That should be up for an Emmy. Not you. But this is all fakery, pointless virtue signaling while cities crumble. It's a disease afflicting this entire country thanks to a fake news media which decides what's important and what's not. Few stories are more relevant than blood loss, but now it's all things Trump. And I get it, he wrote mean tweets that kept you up at night. But last I checked, he isn't roaming the streets killing people like those MS-13 gang members he once called animals, which upset Pelosi to no end. Remember that? None of those perps were orange. So as businesses close and people leave cities for the same reason they leave Kat's apartment, crime and decay, the media is focused on real brutality, like tax evasion, which the CFO of the Trump Organization pleaded guilty for. And surely the charge had absolutely nothing to do with his association with Trump. But this 75-year-old dude, he's going to Rikers Island, the prison, while attempted murderers roam free. And why? Because our media only cares about stuff that has the smell of Trump on it, including Melania's clothes, apparently. That's all right. Knock it off. Literally, you don't rate. The news media knows Trump hate pays the bills, not stories that actually affect your lives. Besides, on the punishment spectrum, it's the thugs who are oppressed and you who's the oppressor. Fact is, until these left-wing leaders feel the real-life experience of actual crime, they're not going to care. Governor Abbott sent migrants to liberal cities so they could feel the consequences of their policies. It's time to do that with thuggery. I'd love to send the freed violent felons to the burbs of the judge, the DAs who freed him. Hell, I'll pay for the Uber. But, of course, I can't do this because if something happened to the judge or the Soros-funded DA, I'd be an accessory. And that's my point. I'd be just like the judges and the DAs when every time one of these mutts they let loose again hurts somebody else. They're accessories, too. It's a shame they don't get the credit. His razors go great with his comedy. Both make you want to slash your wrists. WesternRazor.com owner and a comedian, David D'Angelo. He's my favorite Shannon. GOP U.S. Senate candidate from Oklahoma, T.W. Shannon. Her 2 least favorite words are last and call. Fox News contributor, Cat 2. And finally, he has to play Monopoly with real houses. My massive sidekick in the NWA's World Television Champion, Welcome to the show, David. It's been a while.
It has been. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. It wasn't my choice, but well, we always do what we can when somebody good drops out, and we need to find a replacement nearby.
Right.
And because you work at that.
I live down the street.
Yeah,
you come here, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. Stand out in front of the audience, waiting in line, hoping you get recognized.
Yeah, come on, guys. Walk right by him.
Is crime impacting your razor business?
No, that's a good question, though, Greg, because we are America's largest American-made razor. So, everything's done here in the country, but fortunately, we haven't been impacted that way. I live in New York. The thing about crime is, why can't they, it'd be one thing if the rents went down with it, but the rent keeps going up.
Yeah.
Can we get I wouldn't mind the crime if I could get the rent lower.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll take the risk.
Yes.
You'll take the risk for the cheaper payment. However, the rents go up because people stay more in their house. So
Maybe,
they're
but
willing to pay more.
I'm just saying, you could push me in the subway tracks if I could afford in-unit washer dryer. That's all I'd want.
Do you still go to the laundromat?
No, come on, that's a joke.
You're a jerk. TW, it's kind of, do you get the impression that there's no going back? In the sense that somehow once you accept a certain level of degradation, people lying on the streets, passed out, recidivism out of control, that it's kind of like, how do you get the genie back in the bottle?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing you got to realize, Greg, this is not by hopping circumstances, not just gross negligence and incompetence. I think this is a deliberate effort to undermine the republic. The liberal agenda is pretty clear. They want, they're against police, they're against the idea of guns, and they're certainly against, securing our border. We need to secure our border. We've got way too much crime. We had enough Chinese fentanyl coming to this country to kill every American 7 times.
But TW, that sounds well and dandy for maybe Fox and Friends. But, liberals have kids, liberals go to work, liberals get mugged. But they're not mugged by reality yet.
But they don't live. Remember, the Democrat Party, what it's become. It's become the party of rich liberals and, a few poor people that they require to stay poor so that they can stay rich. I mean, the truth is this party it's gone off the rails a long time ago. And the only way we get back is getting back to the things that make this country great. And it's really about the Constitution. It's about capitalism. It's about Christianity.
I would take more
That's
cops.
what made the country great.
I would take more cops.
I'd take more cops, too, yeah. But that's constitutional.
What's going on over there, Tyrus?
Chilling, Gutfeld.
Yeah.
Oh, man, my boy, the mayor. I know he's plant-based, but the brother might want to get a steak in there after seeing that.
You see how the board the board wasn't even nailed.
I remember when he was running, I was like, oh, man, I can get behind this dude. I don't care what his politics are because he's tough.
Yeah.
And I might, one time or another, maybe involved in simulated combat. Wrestling for you laypersons. We would call that a blown spot. I mean, he had all the accoutrement, which is something that only the elitists do. He had to have the new helmet. He had to have the vest. He had to have the matching outfit. He had to have the finest hammer. Until he swung the hammer and realized this is heavy. So what he did was he yelled, "Cut," and then the real construction workers came in and set up the wall for him so he could do his plant-based swing and knock over the wall, causing all of us to go, "What was that?" I mean, that is an example of what is wrong. It's the same thing when they keep changing the name. So, you know what? Calling somebody a white supremacist or racist isn't fair. We're going to call them a one-race enthusiast now. That's what we're going to do, so everyone's included. But this is the issue. They focus on the wrong things, and they think we don't see
It's so
what it
funny.
is. But, brother, get a steak. Just
I think
one steak.
he's like Jim Tough, right? You could tell he's like fit.
Oh, he's the guy who does the curls, but when it comes to the free weights, he's got to go stretch.
I don't even know what that means.
Kat, are you relieved to know that salesman is now salesperson? Or are you going to sleep better at night?
Yeah, much less frightening than the potential of getting raped.
Yes.
It's crazy, and I agree with you, David Angelo. that if the rent wasn't so bad, but also the taxes weren't so high.
Yes. What are you paying for?
What am I paying for? I'll give you an example of what I'm paying for. They just opened a park by my apartment. The city opened a park. Guess how many times we went there before we saw a bum taking a dump in the bushes?
Once.
First time.
Yes.
And there's a public bathroom right there. He wanted to do that.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I wouldn't mind, like if I'm going to be paying this much, I want to live somewhere where more people use toilets more often.
Yes. No sanctuary for public pooping. We should declare a neighborhood sanctuary city for toilets. If you want to use a toilet, you can live in this neighborhood. I know that a lot of people in the audience, they're maybe not from here, but when you can walk outside right now. There are people passed out in front on 6th Avenue. There is a guy who burned down our Christmas tree. Remember that? He's outside!
Yeah.
I got a picture on my phone! I'm not going to tell you where he is, but this is insane. Arsonist.
Arsonist person.
Arsonist person.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.